Live pictures from the top of Mount Washington help tell our story this week, Keith. Some folks in shorts and t-shirts up there today.
Yeah, actually, I should have checked what the temp was, but remember, their all-time high is 72. So even in good situations, it's pretty cool up there. Great visit if you get a chance, and you get the bumper sticker. We have to buy it.
Right. Well, and you get the view, though.
You get the view.
Forget all that. You get the view.
That's an important thing. All right, let's have a look at the visible satellite. Looking good. A couple clouds you can see on the Mount Washington camera there are developing just to the south. Otherwise, looking good. We're going to see a few more clouds later this afternoon, but we started really strong with sunshine. It's 83 in Freiburg, 81 in Portland, 84 in Bangor. So low to mid 80s. That's kind of where we were at over the weekend too. We didn't really blow us away with temperatures. We didn't see upper 80s or anything like that in most spots. But it was just summer, right? Where we kind of want to be at with those warmer temperatures, dew points relatively reasonable through the weekend as well. Our forecast shows us a couple of showers. As I mentioned, there's some dynamics back here that could produce some heavier storms, but there's not a lot of reason for those storms to develop. So we'll keep an eye over western Maine later this afternoon and this evening. But as you go farther east, I think not only do you not see a shower or storm, you really don't see any precipitation at all through this afternoon and evening. Overnight tonight, temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s. It's pretty mild. Gives us an easy place to start off and get into the 80s again tomorrow. Low to mid 80s should do it. Tomorrow, I think we have a slightly better chance of those thunderstorms being more widespread, coming down from the mountains and foothills, but eventually trying to move towards the coastline later in the afternoon and into the evening. So we'll just track those storms as they develop. It's one of those scenarios. Then into Wednesday, we're back into the low to mid 80s again. And so we're putting together here a stretch of weather that we haven't been able to this summer, right? I mean, we had a good week or two in May, but even that wasn't as warm as this week's going to be. And that's the hallmark, is it actually feels like summer for an entire week, which is great. You can see that isolated shower possibility on Wednesday too. But most of these days end up dry, and there's definitely a chance that you go all the way through Thursday without seeing any precipitation, because it's just pop-up showers and storms. Temperature trend. Now, asterisk on Friday, and we're going to talk about that in a second. One model doesn't have it as warm because it has some showers in here. So let's just talk about this part trending upward. Definitely Thursday's in the upper 80s, and there'll be some low 90s out there. Friday's a bit of a question mark, and then we start cooling back down a little bit into Saturday and Sunday. Nothing unusually cool, but not quite as warm in the mid and upper 80s. Okay, so let's talk about Friday. We've got our pop-up showers and storms. This is all easy stuff. But the European model recently just developed this little tiny low on Friday that gives us showers. If that connects, we're not getting to 90. So the GFS doesn't have this, so we'll have to keep an eye on whether or not that's an actual thing or just some sort of model convective feedback that does happen sometimes with the models in the summer. I'm hoping somebody has already addressed this over the weekend, but next week is not bad, but see how we get back into that trophy kind of look? It's not my favorite. This is, though. This week looks good. Let's focus on the positive. 80s, mid 80s, upper 80s, and to near 90. Again, Friday, it depends on whether or not that little low pops up or not. Could have a couple of showers popping around Saturday afternoon. Overall, it looks like it should be a decent weekend, if nothing else. We had our first good weekend in, about a month or so, Brian, this weekend. So, yeah, I'm not saying next week is like 60 and showery. It just doesn't look as good as this does.
It would be a lot to ask for 2 full weeks like this.
Not after
one would be a start.
I'll ask for it all after the June. All of it, because it's like payback. But yes, enjoy this week. We'll deal with that.